What up to all my beautiful black queens? Salute to all my kings. I want to thank everybody for coming out here, coming on here, tuning in to my channel and rocking with your boy. If you ain't already subscribed, go and hit that subscribe. If you're new to my channel, go and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification so you be alerted whenever I drop a video. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers and just push me out in the algorithm, man. I'm trying to get circulating in this algorithm world. And but I just want to come on here today and talk about some things that's been going on in my state. And like I said, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Just hear me out. I'm gonna give my opinion on certain situations. And today is July 11th, 2026, Saturday, and hope everybody having a blessed day. But yeah, I'm gonna get into it, man. I'm gonna start with Nolan Wells. Went on a boat trip. Everybody, if you're not familiar with this story, I'm sure everybody should be familiar. But if you're not, I'm gonna kind of get into it and let you know what's going on. But basically, Nolan Wells was an 18-year-old kid, athletic. Went on a boat trip on the weekend of the 4th of July on an island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast, with some of his friends. Nolan was a 18-year-old black kid. Like I said, very athletic, and he was with a bunch of white guys. He was the only black kid there in the crew, but those were his friends supposedly, And but during that trip, when the trip was over with, everybody went home. Everybody came home except Nolan, and nobody seemed to know what happened to Nolan or how he got home or if he got home or nothing. But Nolan's phone was returned to his mother. And I'm trying to figure out, and a lot of people trying to figure out why was his phone returned, but he wasn't with his phone. Like, how many young kids go without their phone or not around their phone? And so they had a search party trying to find and figure out where Nolan was. And 2 days later, he was found dead, unalive. And so now they got investigators on it and trying to figure out what's going on. It's conflicting stories. Some of the guys that he was with are saying that he volunteered to stay back with a young lady, but the young lady saying that he left her to go back with his friends on the boat, and it's just something not adding up, and people try. It's hard to not bring race into the situation when that's always the obvious, and sometimes you just can't help but play the race card. It's like me as a black man, I would never want my kids or nobody that I know to be in a situation where they are the only black person amongst a lot of other people who are the same race but not the race of them. Like I would never, as a kid, I didn't put myself in situations like that. Like, to be honest with you, I didn't have white friends growing up. I never had a white friend. But if I did, I couldn't see myself being with a bunch of white guys or white people, and I'm the only black person there. Like, I'm automatically feeling out of place. I just wouldn't feel comfortable being a black person or a black kid with a bunch of white folks that, they don't understand my struggle or understand my way of thinking, and I don't know their intentions or what they got going on or what they might try to do, even though they may show, on the outside, they might show me that they're genuine and they really care for me and they're there for me. I just wouldn't feel comfortable, and I don't like when I see it when I'm out. Like, it's been plenty of times I've been out and I saw like a black girl with a lot of white girls, and most of the time when I see these things, it's always like a sporting event, like they are athletes And like as far as the girls, it's normally like a softball team or something where it's all white girls and like one black girl on the team. She's the only black girl on the team amongst all these whites. And in my head, I just can imagine the racist things that might be said behind her back or in front of her, things that she may overlook or laugh or, may be naive to what's going on. Like, that's just my thinking when I see things like that. Or you'll see, a black guy with a lot of white guys on a baseball team. They getting off the bus going, to do whatever they're going to do, and they just all interacting, and it's just the black guy just stuff like that always stick out to me, and I think about stuff like that, and I was like, I could never be in a situation like that because I would never feel comfortable. If I'm going to attend a sporting event, a sports team, or trying out for a sports team, I don't want to be the only black guy to make it. I don't want to be the only black person that's getting picked on the team, because that means you got to hang out with all these guys. You got to go everywhere they go. You got to listen to their jokes. Their jokes may not be funny to you because it's coming from a different cultural background, or you don't know, if it's an underlying uh, agenda behind that joke. Like, if you're trying to get one off on me and I'm the only one late to the party, I don't know, why everybody laughing because I didn't find it funny, because I didn't get it. It's just situations like that, man, that always bother me. And I just feel for Nolan's parents, man. I want to, I should have done this at the beginning of the video, but I just want to give my condolences to Nolan Wells' family and friends. My heart is with y'all. Hope y'all, get peace. I hope y'all get justice. And from my understanding, these parents of these white kids are judges and law officials, man. So in a small town like that, being from Mississippi, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get justice, man, because everything is stacked against us, in the world, but definitely in Mississippi, definitely in the South, everything is stacked against us. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this play out. I got my thoughts on what I think the outcome was gonna be, but I'm not gonna give it right now. I just hope, that I'm wrong. I hope everything goes how it's supposed to go. It's not it hadn't been detected yet. They still doing investigating. So I don't know if it's in a foul play right now at the moment, but just from what we've seen on social media and what we've heard throughout the news, it seems like it's some foul play, man. It seems like it's a cover up already starting. The families of the friends have already lawyered up. They deactivated their social medias. They've made them private. They doing a lot of things to cover up something, and that's raises concern. Like what if you have nothing to hide? Why are you doing that? Like, just come forward and say what you know or what you don't know, and stand on it. But y'all making yourself look guilty and very suspicious. It's like you're trying to hide something. But I want to say, shout out to Colin Kaepernick for helping this family out, and to my understanding, they got the body sent somewhere else. I think to DC or somewhere for an autopsy. They don't trust Mississippi coroners, which I wouldn't either. And I'm glad somebody stepped up and got involved in it. And shout out to Tyler Perry. If it's true from what I heard, Tyler Perry allegedly is going to pay for the funeral arrangements and everything. And man, it's just a sad situation, and I hate to see things go down like this. It's just it's just a sad situation, man, and it's something that's been happening, for a long time. Like, I don't want to just say in Mississippi. We know the history of Mississippi, but it's been happening throughout the South of situations like this and people not being held accountable for, the things that they do. So I just want to, chime in on that and say, like I said, my condolences to the family. And if it was foul play, I definitely hope justice prevail and something be done about it. I hope these people's parents, being high-ranking officials, don't stop justice from happening. I hope it don't get them out. Let them get off on this if they've done something, if they've committed a crime, or if they know who committed the crime, if it's a crime that was committed. I hope their parents or their relatives' positions in life don't stop justice from being prevailed. That's all I want to say about that situation. And I want to come, while I'm here, I got like several topics I want to speak on. And also, I want to talk about this. It's a triple homicide that went down also in my state, where this it's sad, man. This woman, 25-year-old Kiana Weathersby, and she had a 2-year-old son that was gunned down. Her and her son and her sister, Erica Weathersby, who was 30 years old. They were all they were gunned down in their home, and from police accounts, it seemed like it was a planned, calculated attack. And I'm just gonna, read off a little bit from what's going on. So this happened June 27th. A triple homicide occurred on Queen Alexandra Lane in Jackson, Mississippi, where 25-year-old Keon Weathersby and her 2-year-old son, Kamari Givens, and her 30-year-old sister, Erica Weathersby, were brutally taken from them. It is described as a targeted execution-style attack, according to Jackson Police Department. And so far, there have been 4 suspects arrested in this situation. Cornelius Carter, 28 years old, charged with capital murder and being a convicted felon with a firearm. His bond denied. Jordan Carter, 28. Let it be known that they said Jordan Carter and Cornelius Carter are not related at all. They have no relation to each other. But Jordan Carter booked it on and charged with capital murder, bond denied. Michaela Young, 25, was charged for capital murder for allegedly driving the suspects to the scene of the crime. Bond denied also. Devon Edwards was arrested by U.S. Marshal Service in Forney, Texas. He is awaiting extradition back to Mississippi on capital murder charges also. And I just want to say, what kind of monster you gotta be to go and execute 2 women and a 2-year-old kid? Like, what could they possibly have done to you, especially a 2-year-old child? What could that child have possibly done to you so bad that you would go and execute him like that? That you would do that child like that? Like, if everybody that's involved, I don't wish no good on you. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't wish no good on you. Like, you didn't have that to do, killing somebody, going in their house, executing them, like 2 women and a child. That's crazy. There's 4 people involved so far. There might be more to come out. Who knows? We still waiting to see how this gonna play out and what's the reason behind that. Because I just don't see what a child could possibly do, man, to make you go in there and do something like that. You got to be cold blooded with no heart. You got to be heartless, man, to do something like that. And for all you heartless people out there, I think you should rot in jail, man. I think you should be rot in jail. You should rot in jail. I think you should be executed. I think I think somebody should. I think they should bring back firing squads and stand you in front of a wall and let a group of people with firearms uh, ready aim and let go. You know, and just shoot. And I want, back in the days, I think they used to have only one bullet, and nobody knows who got the bullet. I think every gun should have a bullet in it. Every gun should have a bullet, at least 3 bullets apiece, and they should just start shooting, man. I mean, that's senseless, man. That you should like. I wish when you get behind those bars, every day in there is vicious. Like I don't wish you a day of peace up in there. I hope they do whatever. They torture you, everything, for the rest of your days up in there. I hope you get life. I hope even if you get the even if you get the maximum, man, even if you get the death penalty, I'm cool with that. But leading up to your death, I hope they make it hard for you. I know they say you be 23 hours in lockdown. They should give you 24 hours, man. You shouldn't see no light, not even an hour. To be that heartless and go out and do something like that, it's uncalled for. It's just uncalled for, man. And we tired of it, man. I'm tired of seeing, our people going out just killing for no reason, just unaliving people for no reason at all. And I don't know, what it's gonna take to to get us to wake up, man. We really need to wake up and think about what we doing to ourselves and what's going on, man. I pray that these fathers and uncles and mothers and aunties do a better job at teaching and raising our kids, man, because this ain't the way. And they throwing their lives away. They taking other people's lives and throwing their lives away in the process. And we just got to do better. It's time out, for all the bull. It's time out for trying to prove to somebody that you real by going out being a crash dummy, doing dumb things. Like, we got to do better. And I'm just going to, pray for the lost souls that they find their way eventually and they come out of whatever dark place they in, because I don't want to see us keep going down the same road and end up in a situation like these people. You got three young men and a woman that's basically done threw their life away for something. Even if you wasn't the person who actually done the shooting, you was involved, and you could have prevented it, or you shouldn't have been near it because you knew what was going down. And like I said, for what y'all did, man, especially the one who actually did it, who actually pulled the trigger, the light of day should never see you. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. Because you didn't have that to do. That was just uncalled for. I don't know what type of drugs, if you was on any drugs, or if you have any type of mental issue. Like, you should have got some help a long time ago, because it didn't just start this night. I'm sure this ain't your first time doing something in a situation like this, but hopefully it's your last time. And once you sit in that courtroom and you get judged and convicted, hopefully we never hear your name again. I don't care to hear your name again. But those victims, I want to keep those victims' names alive, and send my condolences to the families of the victims and hope they get through this. Hope they get closure and justice, because this was a senseless crime that did not have to be committed. And it's just unfortunately that this happened, man. And it's just a sad situation. And like I said, man, justice to the victims, justice for the victims, I should say. And life in prison or capital punishment, the death penalty, to those who committed the crime is how I feel. So, and also I want to point out that the weapon that they said was used during this crime, it was believed to be a short barrel rifle, matching the weapon of a previously reported stolen from an off-duty Jackson Police Department SWAT officer's vehicle. That officer is currently undergoing an internal department review by the city. So they interviewing and trying to figure out what was going on with him. How did he did his weapon get stolen, and did he have any part? I'm guessing, did he have any part in it, or what was his weapon doing unsecure? Like, I don't know, but I guess he's been investigated for that situation. And so yeah, that's that, man, for that topic. Y'all feel free to comment and let me know what y'all think about these situations, these topics. On the topic about the triple homicide, or the topic about the Nolan Wells situation. I love to hear your response, good or bad. Good or bad, I love to hear your response and hear your thoughts on the situation. But yeah, and I also got another situation I want to talk about. Like I said, man, there's a lot been going on in my state, man. There's a lot been going on in my state, so I got a lot to talk about. So it's a 18-year-old teenager who was found unresponsive in the jail cell. So on Friday, July the 3rd, Milan Butler, who was 18 years old, was found unresponsive in his cell. Butler was taken to Merit Health, where he was pronounced dead shortly after he arrived. Butler was beaten to death by other detainees. Butler was arrested and booked on shooting charges that involved someone being unalived on Rebel Woods Drive. Again, this is in Jackson, Mississippi. It is said that the beatings that resulted in him being unalive could be in retaliation. So, like I said, man, it's another sad situation. From my understanding, this guy, he was 18 years old. He was allegedly booked and charged on a drive-by shooting that resulted in somebody being unalive, and so he was charged on murder. He was charged with murder, and my understanding, he was only in jail a day or two. I think he was in the holding cell the first day, and then once they got him out of the holding cell to go and book him and take him up to his cell, he was beaten that same day. Like, somebody recognized him when he came up in there, and they knew who he was. And it's unfortunate that he got put in a situation that he probably was ambushed. He didn't know what was going on. But that's another thing I want to talk about, man. When y'all out there riding and sliding, when you go behind them walls, man, you don't know who up in there waiting on you to come. You don't know who who family you done caused harm to when you was on the outside. And the thing is, they know you, but you don't know them. So when you get locked up, you don't know who to look out for because you have no idea. You can go up in there and somebody can befriend you and make you think they the coolest person in the world. The whole time they got an angle. They waiting to catch you slipping because they know what you did to they homie or they family member on the outside, and they done already got the call while the phone call was made to them before you even got locked up, before you even got caught, and you never knew that you was walking into a danger zone. Unless you going up in there and you already got some serious backing from people that you already know that you might run into when you get in there. You don't know until you get in there, man. And like I said, it's not worth it, man. You don't know if you're gonna come out of the situation with your life. You think you going in and you finna get some time, and you may not even make it to trial, man. This young man didn't even make it to his court appearance. He didn't he didn't make it to see if he was gonna get bond by the judge or nothing. His first or second day, to my understanding, I think it was his second day, and he was beaten, and there was a video of it that went viral all over the internet. Like, people witnessed this beating, like somebody was recording this beating, and I couldn't watch the video. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. People trying to show me the video, and I refused to watch that video. I didn't want to see it because it was only gonna break my heart. That's not for me to see something like that. Like, I don't want that on my, when I go to sleep at night, I don't want to think about a person loud screams, a person being beaten, a person with blood all over their face, all over their body, covered in blood. I don't want that when I lay down. When I lay down, I want happy thoughts. I want to smile and hopefully have good dreams, and wake up with with a purpose in life, something prosperous. I don't want to go to bed thinking about stuff like that. So when I see videos and hear about videos and things like that, and when somebody try to get me to watch them, I instantly refuse to watch those videos because I don't have nightmares or nothing like that. But I don't want that on my brain, on my mind. I don't want that image in my head of somebody being done like that, because this is a cold world. This is a cruel world, and I know just how dirty and cruel this world can be. I know history. I know the things that my people have went through, the things that we come out of, and a lot of things that's still going on to this day. So, yeah, I didn't watch that video, man, but it's like I said, man, there was another soul that was lost, and he probably think he was sliding and riding for somebody. I don't know the situation, but allegedly it was gang activity. It was I guess a rival gang or something, and it was retaliation for what he done when he was outside. So that's, like I said, man, actions have consequences. So whatever you do in life, you gotta know there's consequences behind it, and you gotta prepare for the consequences, or you gotta accept the consequences. You can't think you just gonna go on and do things to people and they're not gonna come back and do it to you, or nobody's not gonna do it to you. I don't believe in karma, but I believe in situations being set up to, if you put out bad energy gonna come back to you. If you put out positive gonna come back to you. I just think that's life. I don't think it has nothing to do with karma or nothing. I just think that's life. What you put out there, you get back. And unfortunately, this young guy, he actually was gonna lose either way it go. If he was found guilty for that charge, he was probably gonna get no less than 20 years, 20 years to life. But he lost his life. So it's a lose-lose situation for only 18 years old, man. You haven't even lived life yet. Like that's what I be trying to tell these kids. Like they don't know that there's so much life out here that they missing out on. Like you losing out on a lot, man. Like you being robbed of a beautiful world, man. When you out here, like you don't get to start a family, you don't get to get married, you don't get to go on vacation, you don't get to get a job and be at the job and flirting and with the women or the men. You don't get to just do things that just happen, man. Just make you feel good inside. Instead, you choose a life where you get locked up at a young age, and all you know is survival. To stay in survival mode. Like, who wants to go through their life in survival mode? I want to be comfortable. I don't want to have to watch my back everywhere I go. Even though I do keep my head on a swivel because you never know. My eyes are always open, but I'm not paranoid to think something is going on, but I am aware and alert. It's a difference between being paranoid because you out there doing something and just being alert of your surroundings and knowing what's going on, because sometimes you got to use your third eye. You got to use your common sense. When you see a situation taking place and you know it's not going to end well, you need to get yourself out of that situation as soon as you can before it gets started. Like, you can tell when something about to pop off. A lot of times you can tell when something about to pop off. When you start hearing or seeing commotion, a lot of commotion, hey, your senses should be telling you, hey, I need to get away from around here because something finna go down. I don't want to be a part of this, So it's a different, man. But when you put yourself in that life and you find yourself behind them walls, you in survival mode every day, because you don't know, somebody's always trying to do something to you. Somebody always trying to run a scheme on you. They're trying to run game on you. They're trying to extort you. They're trying to do everything, and you got to be in survival mode to counterattack whatever they doing. And it just becomes the norm for you. And that ain't life, man. That ain't life. And then you get behind those walls and you want to call your loved ones asking for money, asking people to hold you down. Like, nobody outside here owes you anything. You chose to do what you did to go in there. If people decide to help you out and send you something, that's because they love you, not because they care. That's because they want, you to. They hoping you change. And if you got a date to come home, they hoping you see that date to come home and you never go back there. But you be up in there. Y'all be up in there with the notion that somebody owes y'all something. That somebody, ain't nobody looking out for you. You weren't looking out for yourself. Why you got in there? We was out here happy, having fun, and you had to go and do that. You messed up what we had going on. We had plans to do stuff with you out here. You messed up our plans. How about that? We thought we was finna go on vacation. We thought we was finna go, through a barbecue. We thought we was finna celebrate your birthday. We thought we was finna get with family and friends. We thought we was finna go on a run and just do a lot of good things. We thought we was finna make money legally. But you chose to go another route and got yourself in a situation, and you want to be mad at the people outside because they got lives and their life is going on. Like, our lives don't revolve around you because you in there. We got to keep going. We still got to make moves out here. We still got to live our life. We not finna be out here sad and going through it with you because you sad and going through it, or you feeling some type of way. You should have been on a straight and narrow and never done what you did to end up in that situation. Now, unless you was railroaded and set up a frame, and that's the only time that I feel like that, we should be there for you, or that we're obligated to be there for you. But when you just out here committing crimes and doing what you want to do, thinking you above the law or you ain't going to get caught, and then you do get caught, we don't owe you nothing. Whatever we do for you, we do it out of love, not because we feel like we owe it to you and we got to do that. No, that ain't what's happening. So yeah, man. Condolences to Mylene Butler family and friends, man, and condolences to the people to the families that he allegedly unalive. I just want to say condolences to everybody in the situation, man, and hope, you know, some closure come behind it. And they investigating, from my understanding, there's a officer in the detention center that it happened at. I think he's been investigated. I don't know if he's been relieved of his duties, or I don't know anything like that. I haven't searched farther into the situation or nothing like that. But hopefully, they get better situation on the jail, man, and to prevent occupants from having to go through something like this. It's just a sad situation, man. And like I said, if you don't do what you do on the streets to end up in there, then what happened to you when you get in there would never happen to you, because you wouldn't make it in there, because you'd be on the streets doing right. So, let me know y'all opinions and what y'all think about this situation, man, about Milan Butler. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the man's name right. But yeah, 18-year-old possibly unalive somebody in a drive-by shooting, and he was detained, and 2 days later, after being locked up, he was unalive. Give me y'all thoughts and y'all views on that situation, man. And last thing I want to talk about before I get up out of here, it's a viral video going around also in my state, Mississippi. It's crazy, man. We got to do better in Mississippi. We got to do better, man. But before I get into this topic, I want to shout out some people that are doing great in this state, man. Akeem Ali, salute to you, brother. I see you out there doing your thing, man. You jamming, you going all around the world, performing freestyles, and you killing it, bro. You killing it. Like right now, man. You in my top right now, man. One of the coldest in the game, man. And who'd ever think, one of the coldest spitters will be coming from the SIP, man. So salute to you, and I see you in a relationship, man. You're celeb style, Mooney Long. I don't know, y'all situation, but y'all look beautiful together, man. Salute to you, and blessings and more success to you on the rise, man. You make Mississippi proud, man. Salute to you. I just wanted to shout out my brother Akeem Ali, and but yeah, let me get back into this, man, situation going on in the town of Goodman, Mississippi. It's a viral video going around the internet where some delinquents were showing off their firearm as they strolled through the town of Goodman, Mississippi. Watching the video, you would think this is a lawless town. Looking at that video, like you would think law does not exist in this town. The way they carrying on, like they just walking around with guns everywhere. They jumping on top of police cars. They bamming on the police precinct. Showing that they, basically like we own this town. Like ain't nothing gonna happen to us. Like man, these boys, man, they really pushing the envelope, man. They doing some wild west shit. It's just crazy. Like they displaying to the world that they own this town. But after that video surfaced and circulated, guess who got a hold of that video? The governor of Mississippi, Tate Reed, and also the Department of Public Safety got a hold of that video. And as in a result to that video, they deployed 30 to 35 state troopers to that town to regulate and put a hold on things. And I'm just wondering, are those delinquents still running amongst? Like what they doing now? Are y'all still out terrorizing folks? What's going on? I just want to know, y'all showed the video with like y'all running. So are y'all finna run the state troopers out? Huh? What y'all? I know y'all ain't finna let the state troopers come and take over your town, huh? You know, y'all bad, right? Y'all run stuff, right? I don't need to see nobody tucking their tail and dipping and hiding when some a real authority show up. Do to them what you was doing to the locals, man. Like what stand on business. Let's see y'all stand on business, man. Get out there and do what you do, man. And let's see the outcome of that. Let us see the outcome of that, man. Since y'all want to terrorize your own people and go around, cause I guarantee you, in that town of Goodman, y'all messing with y'all own kind. Like y'all terrorizing your own kind. I guarantee it, y'all not going across those tracks, off into the non-black neighborhoods. And I don't know if Goodman is have a shortage on police officers or if they fear the officers. From my understanding, I heard a lot of officers retire, I guess resigned when Goodman had elected a new mayor. So is it a situation where they don't like the mayor in Goodman? Is the mayor? Did he force them to resign? Like, is he trying to change things around? Like, what's the situation going on with the mayor and the police officers in Goodman? I would like to know that. And why hadn't the mayor took control if he lost officers? Why hadn't he got any more officers or did anything to make sure that town stays safe? Like, I really like to know what's going on. It needs to be an investigation into that as well as those young boys. But I just think also I think it's funny how quickly Tate Reed moved on this situation when it comes to those young black guys. Because there's a lot of things out here that goes on that Tate Reed ignore. You know, it's a lot of things that Tate Reed ignore, turn a blind eye to. Things that's going on in their community, things that they're in. Now I ain't gonna say their community, but in the government or the politics of Mississippi, that he turned a blind eye to. But it's funny that this right here got his attention. It's funny. But I ain't gonna talk too much about Tate Reed. Hopefully we gonna get him up out of here and see what's next to come. I don't know. But yeah, look back to those guys, man. That's going around. They want to be. They wanted to be famous, and I think they succeeded. They should have all stood in line and introduced themselves. We want to know who y'all are. So we know who to look out for. If we ever passing through that town. Because I go through that town a lot. Back and forth. Me being from Mississippi, me being a truck driver, I go back and forth. I know what Goodman is. I'm familiar with Goodman. I had partner from Goodman, Mississippi. I had a partner from Goodman, Mississippi. So, I'm familiar with Goodman. But I didn't know it was like that in Goodman, man. That's something new on me. I hope them guys get whatever they looking for. They throwing rocks. They throwing rocks at the penitentiary, man. They throwing rocks. I think they trying to get in. They trying to get their attention, man. So, hopefully the penitentiary be, welcome them with open arms. Hopefully, that's what they want to be. Your family up in there, go on, get where you're trying to get to, man. If that's what you want to be, cause you ain't doing us no good out here. You ain't doing us no service or no justice, man. We can't use no delinquents out here. We need soldiers for us, man. Right now, we don't need nobody against us. We need soldiers for the thing that's going on. We need people to stand up and protect us and our women and children, and we need progress. We don't need nothing that's gonna set us back. And right now, y'all setting us back, man. And like I said, man, Mississippi, man, we got a lot going on that we need to take care of. We need to handle our business and get our situation together, man, and figure this thing out. Because until we stop all this foolishness and put our heads together and do what's gonna be for the great of us, then we're gonna continue to be behind. You know, we're going to continue to fold. You know, we're going to continue to have people to look at us like, you know, we don't mean nothing. We ain't nothing. Like, they don't want to come here. You know, they don't want to be around here. You know, and who could blame them, man, with the things, some of the things that's going on. You know, it's a lot of beautiful things in Mississippi going on around here, man, but it get overlooked by all the negativity. And yeah, I just wanted to come on here, man, and talk about the things that's going on in my state. And you know, since a lot of people speaking on it that's not from here, you know, I feel like, you know, me being from here, I'm qualified to speak up and talk about what's going on. And I just thank y'all for coming on here, rocking with me, you know, checking out my channel, man, and kicking it with your boy. You know, I appreciate the love. You know, I appreciate the followers, the subscribers I got, you know, and hopefully I get some more subscribers. And, you know, but this your boy, Black King Matter, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. And I'm out, man.